Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. PHIVOLCS has recorded a drop in seismic activity and sulfur dioxide emissions over at the Mayon volcano. What does this mean? Let's ask Mayon Volcano Observatory resident scientist Paul Alanes. Good afternoon, Paul. Bumaba na yung seismic activity sa Mayon, pati na rin yung sulfur dioxide emissions. Can we now finally heave a sigh of relief, or is this just the calm before the storm? Sir Paul, hi.
Yes po, good afternoon. Yes po, tama po kayo. Bumaba lang po ng konti yung sulfur dioxide. Although, on the average po, monthly average, the trend is still increasing with regards to sulfur dioxide. Although a sudden drop in the sulfur dioxide is also alarming, as it could mean that possibly Mayon is pressurizing. Pwede po yun na mangyari, nagkakaroon po ng blockage ng vent at hindi makalabas agad yung sulfur dioxide. And in terms of seismic monitoring or earthquake monitoring, as of 4 p.m. today, from 5 a.m. kanina, we recorded a total of 104 rockfall events and 3 volcanic earthquakes. And the lava flow is still continuously moving down. It is now at around 1 kilometer away from the vent.
Alright, Sir Paul, gaano katagal kaya tong pag-aalboruto ng Mayon? Is this something that you guys can predict or science can predict? Do you think it would take a few months with the way it's behaving now? Could it prolong or could it be more prolonged than a month or shorter than that?
Yes, right now we don't know how long this will last. But looking at previous eruptive behavior of Mayon volcano, there as an example, Mayon volcano last erupted in 2018, and it took about 3 months before it calmed down after its eruption.
Alright, and gaano kabagal naman, Sir Paul, ang pagbubuga ng steam and other volcanic debris ng Mayon volcano?
Currently, Mayon volcano is undergoing tinatawag naming effusive type of eruption, or one could probably say a quiet type of eruption. There is a lack of explosions occurring. The lava flow is just coming out, almost flowing very, very slowly. So sa ngayon wala namang tayo. There's no instance of or any incident of ashfall at the moment.
All right, Sir Paul, based on the trend of Mayon volcano, every ilang years, 4 or 5 years, ay nagkakaroon ng activity doon. Maaasahan ba natin that this will be the case and that Mayon will follow the trend? Or is it possible for a particular volcano to buck its own trend?
Well, it's possible. Yung average po na every 5 years, actually Mayon broke that several times. In the 80s, Mayon erupted in 1984, and then the next eruption came in 1993. So that's almost a 9-year interval. And then after 1993, it erupted in 2000, and again in 2001. Then after that, 2006, 2009, 2014, and then the last one is in 2018. So it's on the average, we can say that it's roughly every 5 or 6 years.
All right. Why is this the case? And Sir Paul, what parameters or signs are you looking out for in order for you to determine whether it's going to go bigger or smaller in terms of eruptions, or louder and quieter, I should say?
Okay. So right now po, we're monitoring the number of earthquakes. If there is a sudden increase in the number, well, not just the number, but also on the energy and the type of earthquake that we are detecting, then that's at the time we can say that Mayon will likely have a large eruption.
All right, thank you so much for your time and for answering our questions. Mayon Volcanoes Observatory resident volcanologist Paul Alanis. Thank you, sir. In related news, the Trade Department has imposed a price freeze in Albay amid Mayon's unrest. The DTI says that the order covers all basic necessities and is good for a non-extendable period of 60 days. The agency is also sending personnel to Bicol to monitor prices and watch out for unscrupulous traders. The DTI order follows the declaration of a state of calamity in Albay. And over in the United States, former President Donald Trump is now in Miami to face criminal charges related to the violations of the Espionage Act. Trump allegedly lied and kept security documents from officials who tried to recover them. Trump is due at the federal courthouse for initial appearance on Tuesday 3 p.m. U.S. time or Wednesday 3 p.m. Manila time. The former U.S. president, or that would be 3 a.m. Manila time. The former U.S. president has since proclaimed his innocence and has vowed to continue his campaign to regain the White House in 2024.
He will be formally taken into custody and then he'll appear before a federal magistrate judge. We're not entirely sure how the surrender process is going to work because this is unprecedented. We've never had a former president appear in federal court before, and so we're not really sure how this is all going to go down. You know, we know that generally federal defendants will be fingerprinted, they will have their mugshots taken before they appear in court.
We're pausing for a quick break. One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Transportation Department says that a private firm could be awarded the contract to operate the Ninoy Aquino International Airport early next year. According to Jonathan Gesmundo of the DOTR, the agency has reached a quote point of no return on NAIA's privatization. A tentative timetable for the process could be determined right after transportation and NEDA officials meet this week.
Medyo konting hintay lang. Yung NAIA, okay, so next week magkakaroon na ng meeting ang DOTR at saka ang NEDA. And ang per si Yusek Kabiling, ang kanyang projection is that by first quarter next year, we might be able to award or to select the winning bidder, and then magsisimula na siya. Or if all of the processes ay walang hitches.
Gismundo also said that it will be up to the new NAIA concessionaire whether airport terminal fees will be increased. Nevertheless, it will be the government that would determine if this hike is reasonable.
The concessionaire will need revenues para sa operations, para dun sa kanilang papagandahin infrastructure. When in an airport is privatized, you are not given 100% pwede mong gawin ang lahat ng gusto mong gawin. So titingnan pa rin ng mga ahensya kung it is detrimental to the public, to the passengers. Kaya kapag may say pa rin ang government kung itutuloy nila yung any increases, let's say, in terminal fees.
Let's take a quick check on today's other top stories. President Bongbong Marcos has given the green light to the food stamp program. The project will cover 1 million poorest of the poor families, or those living off incomes of 8,000 pesos and below per month. The president said single parents and pregnant women are priority beneficiaries. Former Armed Forces Chief and lawmaker Rodolfo Biazon's remains now lie in state at Chapels 2, 3, and 4 of the Heritage Memorial Park in Taguig. Masses will be held daily at 7 in the evening from June 13 to June 18, while public viewing will be from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. On June 19, Biazon's remains will be brought to the Senate for a necrological service and then onward to the headquarters of the Philippine Marines in Fort Bonifacio. Biazon will be laid to rest at the Libingan ng Mga Bayani on June 20, Tuesday, with a funeral march that begins at 11 a.m. The Health Department is rolling out bivalent COVID vaccines beginning next week. Bivalent jabs recently donated by Lithuania have already been sent to regions nationwide. Health workers and senior citizens will be prioritized for vaccination. And in entertainment, comedian Po Kwang has filed a deportation case against her former partner, William Lee O'Brien. In her complaint, Po Kwang said that O'Brien kept renewing his tourist visa when his real purpose is to seek employment here in the Philippines. The comedian also alleged that O'Brien failed to provide financially for her and their daughter, Malia. And Coldplay will soon be able to listen to the Filipino crowd sing along. The band will be making a stop at the Philippine Arena on January 19 for their Music of the Spheres tour. In an Instagram post, Live Nation called on fans to get ready for a, quote, Technicolor spectacle at the Philippine Arena. The band last played in Manila back in 2017 for their Head Full of Dreams tour. And Hollywood's iconic Golden Globes Awards has been sold to a new owner. Eldridge Industries purchased the assets of Golden Globes with Dick Clark Productions. It is expected to shut down the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, or HFPA, the awarding body of the prestigious Accolades organization. The sale comes after HFPA struggled to mend its reputation following controversies over ethical lapses and a lack of diversity. One News Now will be back with the latest stories at 6:30 p.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.